That sumbitch is tough as woodpecker lips.
The Southern Saturday Podcast.
Oh, well, come on, son. You couldn't whoop a pitcher of meat.
It's like giving your ears a big glass of sweet tea.
Come on, boy. Shit.
Drink up and enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Southern Saturday Podcast. I got a very special guest today. Local to me, but not local to America. We got Miss Aimee Hall.
Hey, y'all.
Y'all might recognize her from Floribama Shore. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I had seen the show, but I had no idea that you were from where I'm from.
I know. Literally like 26 minutes away.
Which is crazy.
I know.
And, you know, that's what me and Mama Tot were talking about is like, I can't believe Mobile has so many of us.
I know.
And I never even knew it until like the nappies come around or something. And you're like, who are all these people? And you realize they got millions of followers and stuff.
I feel like Alabama, everyone just has such a big personality down here.
You know what else? AJ McCarron told me the other day. He sat where you sat the other day. He told me that per capita, like Mobile has the most number of NFL players or pro athletes. Maybe
I believe that.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. That's a statistic that we should be proud of, and I've never even heard of it.
We should be proud of that because Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, and that was so cool for him to do that. He's my favorite Alabama quarterback.
Yeah, I like him too.
It's hard not to. 3 national championships, dude's. I'm glad you're an Alabama fan.
Oh, I hate Auburn.
Yeah,
I hate LSU. I hate Clemson. I hate Texas.
Now this is fun. Who do you hate more? Because I know who the top 2 are. It's got to be LSU and Auburn.
I don't know. I hate Georgia fans. So.
Oh well, that doesn't count. Because I like Kirby, but I just can't stand when they win.
I like Kirby too, but I think Georgia. I hate Georgia because they beat us sometimes. So that's why I don't like them.
Well, that's true.
And I used to really hate Auburn, but they're not very good anymore. So they haven't been gone in a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think LSU and Georgia.
LSU is mine. I just cannot stand them. I mean, God.
They're so much fun to party with, though.
Oh yeah, now that's fair to say. I mean, those are, and you know a thing or two about partying too. How often do you go to the Floribama a lot? I know you went not too long ago, didn't you?
I go to the Floribama all the time, but you know our show is like not centered around the Floribama bar.
That's right.
Like,
it's even spelled different,
it's
right?
spelled different.
I think it's A instead of I or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
all the people up north call Alabama and Florida the Floribama, and I'm like, we just call it the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, we've never said that before in our lives.
Yeah, it was weird.
I did grow up going to the Floribama though. My grandpa had a condo that's like they still do. It's less than a mile from the Bama, like right as you cross the state line. So like I went there even as like a kid.
That's my favorite bar in the whole entire world.
My grandpa would go to church there on Sundays.
Me
sometimes.
too. Me too.
It's so good.
You go to church and have a bushwhacker.
I'm telling you, guys, if y'all have never been to the Floribama, there is not another place like it, to be honest.
No, there's not. I've been to bars like all over the world and country, and that is the only like super country, just fun bar. I don't know. I love the atmosphere. And
it's
only
huge.
It's huge, and that's the only bar you can go to church at.
That's true. That's it. They have like a service every Sunday morning.
Yep.
And what I remember being a kid and walking around the Floribama and being like, is it ever in? Like the outside music can't be heard by the inside music. Like that's how big this place is.
I know. I grew up on the beach too.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. But when I was down there was like hardly no condos. It was like a lot of sand.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Now it's blowing up.
I remember there was a girl I went to high school with, and she had her family had a little bitty beach house across the street from the beach. And we would obviously go, it's a free place to stay. You go down there and stay whenever you went to party and stuff. And I remember they got offered like $1 million for it. I mean, I'm talking about little. Like, I can't imagine what they'd pay her for it now.
I know. Fairhope's getting like that too.
Oh, yeah.
Like Pelican Point and stuff.
Outrageous, man.
That's crazy.
But, like, if you go further down, like, in the Perdido Key type area, it still hasn't got quite as busy as like the Gulf Shores, Orange Beach side of thing. But it will one day.
I think it's going to constantly grow. I feel like Baldwin County is just really booming.
Well, so is Saraland, which I mean, I guess they'll recognize what we're talking about.
Yeah, y'all just got a steakhouse.
They hadn't built it yet, but or they hadn't opened it yet, but it's there. But they're just, it's huge. Like the city doesn't get any bigger, but they just keep putting more shit here. I don't know where they think everybody's going to go.
I feel like that's
we got
where
little 2-lane roads. Like, Guys, you can't put 800 houses on these 2-lane roads.
No, but they will.
Oh, yeah, they'll figure out a way to do it. They're all for it. The school doesn't get any bigger either. Saraland has gotten so big that they've literally built a school for like almost every grade. Like, you know how you go to like kindergarten through 5th grade and that's until you go to middle school? No, Saraland's got like a kindergarten, 1st grade school. Like so many kids they got. 2nd through 5th school. Like it's
that's how it was
insane.
where I grew up. But where I grew up, Perdita, Alabama, it was like population 200.
I think it still is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every time I pass that when I'm coming home, I'm like, Perdita, Alabama. That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
countryer than cow shit.
I believe it. I've never been there. I've drove through it before and been like, this is nothing. There's nothing here. It didn't even deserve a sign. It should have just had like a little arrow.
We have a dollar store that we just got, and we have one stop sign that says "Whoa."
Well, I grew up in Turnerville. I don't even know if you know where that's at. It's literally it's between Saraland and like Citronelle. It's just nothing. They just got a Dollar General like 2 years ago.
I wish I would have invested in a stock with Dollar General because they are putting them things everywhere.
Never look. They opened 50,000 new Dollar Generals, and I think they hired like 20 people. Like that's it. There's nobody working in them.
And they always got shit down the aisles.
Oh, yeah, boxes. And like you're like, well, where's the person putting this up? They're smoking. They're outside on a smoke break. They're not doing
That
anything.
is so true.
They're doing nothing.
That's so true.
And you know, I've seen people that start doing these skits nowadays, and they'll do a skit, and then by the end of it, I was like, that wasn't a skit. That was just real life. Like, they'll be like, the Dollar General worker who's always outside smoking. Like, yeah. That's not even a skit. That's a real thing. It'll be like the Walmart greeter who checks your receipts. Like, yeah, that's what they're supposed to do.
I know my Nana always gets rude with them. Don't you, Nana? You get rude with
Our
them.
Nana's in here with us.
You do.
But I mean, I don't know. Especially with self-checkout. It's just an extra step. Like
and that makes me so mad. Self-checkout pisses me off because... Why are you firing all these people? Like, put them to work. Like, I don't know. I don't like it.
I can't stand it. And what makes me even madder is now they've went from just regular self-checkout. Now they got a self-checkout with the belt where you got to put all your groceries up there on the belt. I need a W-2.
Yeah, same.
I need to get paid for this.
Same.
I just did a lot of work. I did 20 minutes worth of work with all these $400 worth of groceries.
And you got to look up your own vegetables and stuff. Like, I don't know what the hell that's called.
Exactly. I'm going to scan this TV as a banana. That's what I want to do.
I want to do it too.
So I've always wondered this with shows like Floribama Shore. Like, did you send in like a tape?
Honestly, no. I was good friends with Daddy from Party Down South. Okay. He's one of my best friends. And I applied for Party Down South because I felt like that's the show that I needed to be on. Because I'm like country and crazy just like them. And they were like, oh, we want to try you out for this show. And I didn't even know it was going to be called Floribama Shore until the day that we got done filming our first season.
Yeah.
They told us it was going to be called American Party.
So the whole time you had no idea what it was going to be?
No.
Wow.
When I tried out for the show, which I thought was going to be Party Down South, it was my first time ever being on a plane. They met me at the Floribama bar. I was hammered. Like, I don't know. They were all scared that I was going to get kidnapped, and I just got on the plane and went.
Wow. And where did you go to?
LA.
LA, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I went to LA. I tried out for the show, and then I went to Panama City. They put us in hotel rooms. I think there was like 14 of us then, and they only put 8 of us on the show.
Oh, wow. So almost cut it in half. Mm-hmm. So but when they flew you out there, what kind of tryout did you have to do?
They just got me drunk and put me in front of the camera.
That's what I was fixing to say. Like, just see if you're going to be witty or not, I guess, entertaining.
Yeah, they actually recasted the show, I think, 2 or 3 times, and the only 2 people they kept for 2 years was me and Cody. And then basically they picked the rest of the cast around me and Cody and only kept us 2.
Well, that makes sense, though, because y'all are quite entertaining.
We're just silly.
I know, but that's what people want to see. Mm-hmm. And it seems like you're still close with, for sure, him, but like 1 or 2 more.
I'm close with Cody. I'm close with Nilsa. I'm close with Kirk. And I'm close with Candace. I don't talk to anybody else on the show. Oh, well, and I'm close with Maddie, of course.
Yeah.
She was on 1 season, but I love Maddie.
That's awesome. Like, and MTV just, like that's back when they were just ruling the world.
I know, and now they're playing ridiculousness 24/7.
I know, and I think that it's just the fact that like nobody's really watching TV anymore. Like they're streaming something. They're watching Netflix or YouTube or whatever.
And we're too damn busy trying to work to afford groceries.
No, that's the truth. If I ever heard it.
I
just got back and it was like $400 for nothing.
I know. That's why I don't watch TV no more. Hell, I'm trying to work.
I heard that. but they do. Like, I can't tell you the last time I watched regular TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First of all, you got commercials and everything. They should take shows like that and put it on a streaming platform.
Yeah. Well, they did that to us. We actually filmed a 5th season that never aired. And we found out that if we would have hit our 5th season, we would have got residuals. Well, they never aired.
Is that why they didn't air it?
Mm-hmm, they never aired our 5th season. And they sold us out to all these streaming services. So we don't make a penny off of that.
Wait a minute. So why does it take 5 seasons before you get residuals?
It's just the contract.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They got us. Oh, and that's not only
So will that always be unseen footage?
Unless they ever decide to air it. But they really got us because on season 2, they made it a part A and part B. We filmed for like 90 days. And then season 4, they made a part A and part B. And it was basically 2 different seasons. So they got us.
Oh my God. That's like... I know that that's a smart business decision on their behalf, but it's just an evil thing to do.
It really is. The business
terrible.
is so evil, and then when you get dumb, naive people like me are just happy to be on television.
You don't call yourself dumb. Like everybody starts somewhere. Everybody figures out like. There's been things that happen to me where afterwards I'm sitting there like, I just did that for pretty much free. Like, and you're just sitting there so mad.
Yeah.
Because they got you. They were smarter than you. Like, and you say in your head, like, okay, they won't get me again, but it doesn't matter. They already did the one time.
Yeah, and I'm not a good negotiator.
Oh, exactly. That's why I have to have somebody negotiate for me.
Yeah, same.
because I remember in the beginning when I was negotiating for myself, they would just say like a super low number, and I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it.
And then I feel bad for asking these like mega corporations for more money. I'm like, actually, I think I'll take 400
and
more.
It's a drop in the hat for them. And the favorite thing for these mega corporations to say is like, ooh, budget's tight. You're like, is it?
They do always say that.
Dude, that's a consistency with everybody that I've worked with.
That's not in our budget.
Budget's tight this year, so we'll negotiate a little. And you're just sitting there like, I read on Google you made $57 billion this month.
I know. I had this brand I just made like $14,000 for in like 3 days. And so they want me to do another video for them. And I was like, okay, well, can you pay me a little bit more? Because I made you this much money in 2 days.
Oh, no.
They were
Aimee.
like, we have a lot of influencers and our budget is so tight.
Okay. Well, give the bottom one a boot. I mean, what do you want me to say? I gave you numbers. We delivered.
Yeah.
So we're going to amp this up a little bit.
I said, I'm going to delete your video.
Yeah. I had somebody, it didn't happen to me, but it was a fellow person was like, told me that a brand reached out to them and said like a pretty good payday or whatever. But then they were like, and usage. We want usage on this video for a lifetime. And they were like, is that good? I was like, no, we're not going to do that. You can't let them have that for a lifetime. I was like, the most I've ever done is like 30 or 60 days or something.
Yeah, same. I do like 30 to 60 days.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is.
If you use it for a lifetime, you're going to be paying me good.
Exactly. Like, you better pay me for that. That's a lifetime of you being able to use that video. Not that I guess you could, but I mean, there's some commercials that would still work, I guess.
These mega corporations, they're crazy, but they're smart because...
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. And, like, what's so crazy is I remember I worked with a few people in the beginning who got me for some cheap prices because I didn't know any better. And, of course, whenever you're not making any money, when they say $1,000, you're like, holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
so
that.
You do it. And then as soon as I got representation, I was like, hey, you guys want to do another video? Ghost. Crickets. Never.
Really?
Still haven't heard from them at all.
They're
crazy.
Like,
oh, he's got somebody to negotiate now.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
go
they
find
don't
somebody
like that.
else.
They don't like that. They'll be like, I want to talk to you, not them. And I'm like, no.
Well, even so, if they want to talk to me, that's fine. I'll just tell you what he told me to say. Whatever it is. But it's like as soon as they realize, like, oh, he realizes he's worth more than that, we're out.
Yeah. It's sad.
It is, but I mean, whatever. They'll find somebody else that was just like I was to begin with, and they'll make them a video.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know. I mean, it's a weird world that we do content and all this stuff. I mean,
people think it's an easy job too, and I'm like, do you know how many times I have to send in that video for them to approve it?
Now that drives me crazy.
It pisses me off.
Because look, here's what bothers me about it. I am the creator. You are the corporate whatever.
I know what works.
If you were creative, then you would be doing this, and I would be doing your part. I don't understand it. And if they have like a small revision, I'm always fine with it. But if they completely reroute what I did, I'm like, guys, okay, but this is gonna suck. Like that, I'll tell them. I'll be like, I'll let them know, like, this is not going to be funny.
Yeah, I tell them that
you
too.
took out all the funny stuff.
Yeah,
it's not going to be funny.
They do that to me too. I know what's going to work and what's not going to work for my audience, and they always want me to redo it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not going to do well.
But you know,
that's
it's crazy if we ever get like an upper hand type situation, like where we're like, hey, you got creative control this month. Do whatever you want to do. That video will like crush, and I'll just be like, hey, can you call them and tell them I told you so? That'd be good.
Every time I film a video and they approve it on the first time, it always does so much better than the others that have me refilming it 8 times. And then I'm aggravated by the end.
Exactly.
So.
I've had to go back to a place and get like a product a bunch of times. And I was like, guys, y'all don't have to keep making trips to do this. Like, this is aggravating.
Yeah, they don't care.
No, not at all. They
Sometimes
don't care at all.
I'll
And
tell
by the
them,
end of it, you're looking at it like, did I get paid enough for this?
yeah, sometimes I tell them to fuck off. I'm like, fuck off. I'll send your product back. I don't want it.
Exactly. I don't blame you there at all. God. But I mean, whatever. We still get to do this for a living. So
I know.
it's better than that steel mill I worked at for 13 years.
Oh, yeah. I can't work out in the heat.
And you know, you were one of the first people, like, celebrity wise that followed and like reached out to me.
I know, because you were so damn funny and everything you said was true, like your southern grandpa sayings. I hear my grandpa say them all the time. I'm like, I know every one of those sayings because that's what my grandpa says.
Yeah, and my grandpa's still alive, and he's still that guy.
Yeah,
like,
mine too.
That's what used to drive me crazy when people would be like, you're copying so and so. I'd be like, my grandpa is who I'm copying. He's alive. That's who I'm doing an impression of. I don't know who these people are you're talking about.
My grandpa too. I think everybody's grandpa in the South talks
or at
like
least
that,
they
though.
know somebody's grandpa that's like that. Like, everybody knows somebody that does those southern sayings, the tough as woodpecker lips and all that stuff. You know?
The soup cooler one takes.
Oh yeah,
me
we
out.
sent you a soup
I have
cooler's
a
hat.
hat.
Yeah. Yeah, you were one of the very first people like that reached out and like followed me.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna go far because it was funny.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. So let me ask you this: how much of that show was like they suggested certain things, or like obviously they didn't give you a script?
Everything was real. I mean, sometimes they would say, hey, you guys need to have a conversation about what happened last night when you were drunk, but everything was 100% real.
I believe it. And that's what, when people say that those shows are scripted, I'm like, I don't think so. I think maybe every now and then they're like, let's suggest this, and they might get pissed off about it.
I know. At the end, like when I was filming season 4, they really didn't even have to have a producer to help me because I was pretty much my own producer.
Yeah.
I knew what they wanted, so...
I was about to say, you probably get into a groove and you're like, oh yeah, I know exactly where we should go with this.
Me and Cody, like when some of the cast would just like be hungover and sit around and bored, we'd be like, okay, we need to make some content. Like we need to be acting crazy. And so we would just go do the most random shit, like go out in the woods and eat worms and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
But
being stupid.
Exactly. But it makes for good television.
Yep. That's why the producers always loved us. They would call us their second and third producers.
Yeah, because like you said, y'all are the two that they kept the whole time.
Yeah.
So obviously there was gold there.
Yeah. Me and Cody did good together.
I agree. And he's an entertaining person.
He is so funny. Yeah. He is funny all the time. He wakes up and drinks a natty light and he's on his shit all day long.
That just makes my stomach hurt.
When he comes down here, I'm going to bring him over here to do a podcast with you.
Oh, let's do it.
He is so damn funny.
I would 100% do it.
Yeah, because he comes and gets me. I think it's October 17th he comes and gets me because I cannot drive to South Carolina by myself because I am not a good driver.
It was brutal.
I will be off in the damn ditch somewhere.
Where are you going to do there?
I'm going to party with him for a Clemson game.
Oh, yeah. I got you. We drove to Myrtle Beach, me and a buddy.
Dirty Myrtle.
I'd never been. So we drove, and it was 10 hours, and it was brutal. But the coolest thing ever happened on the way home. We stopped at the last Quincy's in the U.S. and ate.
What the hell is Quincy's?
You don't know what Quincy's is?
Oh my God, is that used to be the buffet that had my broccoli soup?
You know what Quincy's is?
Yeah, okay, I know now. They have the broccoli soup that I love.
They were like the original yeast rolls.
Yes, I love that
The
place.
last one in the U.S. is in South Carolina.
And it was a buffet?
Yeah. Still a buffet. You can still order on the menu, but buffet. And so when y'all go to South Carolina, I'm just saying, swing back through Quincy's on your way back.
I'm going to definitely get him to take me there because I love buffets.
Dude, and when we walked in, I was like, I wonder if it's going to be the same. It is. Like, it's still got 90s carpet. Like,
oh, love that.
Every bit of it. And we asked the lady, we're like, how many of these? She's like, this is the last one, baby. Last one in America right here. And dude, she was like, she could tell that like people from out of town, she knew we were from Alabama when we walked in and told her. And my buddy was like, can we get some rolls? She said, baby, I'm already bringing them. Like, she knew we wanted the rolls. Like, that's half the reason we were there.
Oh, which part of South Carolina is that
I want to
in?
say it's Florence. It's right below Myrtle Beach, not even an hour. I think it's Florence. If you're, like,
Their
I can't remember what
broccoli and
interstate we were on, but if you Google it, Quincy's, it's the last one left.
That's sad, and I almost forgot about Quincy's.
Oh, I know. And there used to be one right in Saraland, and I remember it was like my family never went out to eat because we were poor. But every now and then we would go out to eat, and it was always Quincy's or like Cock of the Walk. Those are the only two places.
What is Cock of the Walk?
So Cock of the Walk is a super. Do you know what Cock of the Walk is? She does. It's a super like Southern, like I'm talking about like home Southern cooking. They used to bring cornbread out in a cast iron skillet and throw it.
That.
They would flip it up in the air 10 foot and then catch it again at your table.
Wow.
Like it was like Lambert's, but like super Southern.
Do they not have one of those anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't
think there's
there.
any of one of those at all anymore. The last one I think was in Pensacola, and I think it's gone.
Oh, that's sad.
And you wonder how places like that fail because it was always packed. And, like, it was a little bit of, like, a commodity. Like, it had entertainment.
Yeah,
So you just don't know where it goes. Or, like, you know.
I know. And now all these restaurants are so damn expensive.
Yeah, and they don't flip cornbread in front of you either. I mean, nobody throws
anything. And they don't
anything.
bring you rolls to the table besides, like, Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse, which, I mean, shout out to them. That's one of my favorite places.
Some of the best rolls.
Dude, my son, you can't get him to eat bread anywhere. Like, he doesn't like it. Like, he won't eat a sandwich. He won't eat a hamburger.
He won't?
He don't like bread. Doesn't like bread. Take him to Texas Roadhouse. He's like, Daddy, can I have 6 of these rolls? I was like, son, if the last time we went, he ate so many rolls and water and he's sitting over there licking the butter out of the cup. Then when they brought his food, he's like, my stomach don't feel good. I was like, that's my bad. I shouldn't have let you do that.
I take them rolls home in a to-go box.
Oh, I do too. Because if you put them in the microwave for 5 seconds, it's just like they just cooked it.
I know. I love them. I love Texas Roadhouse.
I do too. I have a joke about my wife when she reads audiobooks. I tell it on stage during stand-up where she's like, I read 4 books today. I was like, you didn't read nothing. Somebody read to you like you're a toddler. I was like, that'd be like me going to Texas Roadhouse, bringing these rolls home and be like, baby, I knocked these out of the park. Like, it's the same thing. You didn't read a book.
I do that all the time.
Read audiobooks?
No, go to the store and buy food and pretend like I cooked it.
Do you really?
Because I will burn water.
Yeah, country fried water. Mm-hmm. But who falls for it?
I don't think anyone does, but they just go with it. The last time I was trying to cook potatoes, my ex-boyfriend at the time, he was like, you need to wash those potatoes. I washed them with Dawn liquid soap and one of those GoDaddy scrubbers.
Oh, you weren't lying. No, so you had to throw those away.
He came in and said, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, you told me to wash them.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
Yeah, I can't cook, but I did my best.
She can cook a few things really well, and then like she doesn't do anything else. I do most of the cooking, or we go out to eat. I mean, obviously I've been eating good, but I'll either grill something or she has like 2 or 3 things she can cook good, like spaghetti. Give her some hamburger helper.
I love hamburger helper.
I do too. Those things.
I can cook ramen noodles in the microwave.
Buddy, I can too. I remember my grandma used to go to the grocery store when I'm telling you, we were poor. Like, we were poor. And my grandma used to go to the grocery store, and you remember how they used to have those ramen noodles that sat in those big like boxes?
Yeah,
and
I
it'd be
still
like,
buy the boxes.
She would get the box. That was back when you could buy them for like 30 cents for whatever.
Now they're going up a little bit, but they ain't went up that much.
No, but dude, we would have that, and that'd be all we could eat for what. And so you started improvising. You're like putting seasoning on it, putting cheese on it.
Yeah,
I knew my brother. I can't remember if it was my brother or cousin. One of them used to just eat the noodles hard, like before you.
I do that all the time still. Put the seasoning on it. It's good like that. And what else do they make out of those? What are they called? Jailhouse burritos.
Never had one.
Oh my God. I'll have to get someone to make you. They're actually
But what
very
is it?
good. They make them in jail. I think it's like ramen noodles.
Oh, you
and
mean
like
a literal jailhouse burrito?
Yeah, like crushed up Cheetos and pickle juice. It's really good.
Well, you eat it with a fork.
No, I mean, it's like a burrito, but yeah, you can eat it with a fork.
But what's it wrapped with? Like a
think
tortilla?
I don't know what they wrap it in. I think it's
we want to know.
they wrap it in a chip bag.
Okay.
Yeah, they wrap it in a chip bag, but they're really good. I'll
Man,
send you the recipe.
That reminds me of those. Yeah, I'm sure I'll make it. How about you just bring me one next time you come? Swing by your local jail.
Yeah.
Get me one and bring it here.
Call and ask them for the recipe.
Yeah. And get me some of that good old toilet wine on your way.
I have had hooch. It is so gross.
I bet it is. I mean, they're only drinking that because they have to.
But they say it's actually good for you because I like all the antibiotics from the mold.
I was about to say, the antibiotics from what?
It's like a
You're drinking penicillins. What you're drinking?
and a probiotic. But you can only drink like one. You can't have too many because you'll be super hammered.
You probably have rot gut too. God. No, you remember those? Have you ever had like one of those? I think they're called Walkin Tacos. You made me think of it when you said that.
Walk-in taco?
Walking tacos. Mm-mm. They take what you would make a taco out of, and then you get a bag of whatever your favorite chip is, Doritos or Fritos or whatever, and you dump the taco stuff in it. So now the chips become your like shell.
Oh, I'm gonna start doing that.
It's all around in the bag, and you just eat it out of the bag with a fork.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Delicious.
That sounds good.
Especially with like red Doritos. God.
Sounds good and easy.
It is. You just dump the taco meat and all that, the lettuce and all that, and just swirl it around in there with your sauce. And
It sounds like one of those Dorito tacos from Taco Bell.
Oh man, I remember when they was giving those out for like every time somebody stole a base, where you could go get a free taco. And it'd be
really?
a Dorito one, yeah. They had to quit because it was getting out of hand.
They didn't do that for me, and I was really good in softball.
Oh no, I meant like you were watching like MLB and if I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was every stolen base you got to go get a free taco, or maybe it was home run. Doesn't matter.
Oh.
But every time this guy, whoever was sponsored by Taco Bell, would get a.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. See, I was thinking, I stole a lot of bases in my life. I
No,
never got
you know
a
what
free
else
damn
they
taco.
had? You know what else they had to quit doing down here? I don't know if you remember. You could walk in Krispy Kreme with beads from Mardi Gras, and they'd give you a free dozen donuts.
I did not know that.
You could walk into Krispy Kreme with like a bag full of beads, and they would give you a free dozen donuts. And
I know they had to stop
they
doing
had to
that down
stop.
here.
Mardi Gras come around, and people were like lined up out there with the hot light on, and they're like, "No, this
I
is
only
enough."
like them on with the hot light on. I love Krispy Kreme.
But Krispy Kreme is just like Texas Red Hot rolls. If you put them in the microwave for like 5 seconds, they're just like they just
I
cooked.
know. They're the best. What's your favorite donut?
Just original glazed.
I like
Krispy Kreme.
original and I like cream filled.
Oh, I love cream filled, but that's not my favorite. Just because I feel like about halfway through it, I'm like, this was a bit much.
For sure.
Once I started, I'm like, this was too far.
I know, but the originals, once you eat one, you just can't stop.
That's the thing. Like, if you get a dozen original donuts and they make it to the next day, it's just because you wanted them to. Like, because you can eat all of them.
Yeah.
Especially here. Like, me and Courtney and Jackson, we would destroy a dozen donuts before you could blink.
Same, especially if they're hot
Oh, yeah.
and fresh
Man.
with the light on.
But that's the good thing about me. We live nowhere near Krispy Kreme. Like, it's a good 20, 30-minute drive
Same.
for us. So,
I'm thankful.
so we never get the hot light on. I remember one day, we had Jackson's birthday party, and it was at, like, a trampoline park that was in Krispy Kreme, like, parking lot, same area. And when we left out, I saw that the hot light was on, and I was like, Courtney, we're going to Krispy Kreme. The hot light's on. And dude, when I get to the pull from over there to Krispy Kreme, I noticed that the cars have went all the way around Krispy Kreme, and they're down the service road, like 20 cars. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, by the time we get up there, the hot light's going to be off.
Yep.
Oh, I bet it was 30 cars in line for that.
Everybody likes some hot and fresh.
And you know, some people will say, like, I went to Krispy Kreme, and like, what'd you get? They're like, I just got one glazed donut. I was like, are you a psychopath?
See, that would piss me off.
You're a
Because why are you in
psychopath.
line for one donut?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, who got up there and ordered that? God.
Who let her in line?
Exactly. You're a psychopath. I've never heard of anybody even eating one Krispy Kreme donut. If they did, it's just because like they had to. They like told themselves, no way you can have another one.
I always eat like 4.
You have to. Krispy Kreme's one of the best things ever. I always, when people say that they've never heard of it, I'm like, guys.
People haven't heard of Krispy Kreme before?
Some places haven't. They don't have them. But a lot of places do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought everybody knew about Krispy Kreme.
I told somebody the other day, somebody said something. It was somebody who was on the podcast. I don't remember. And I was like, yeah, man, you ought to go get Fusakli's. And they're like, dude, what? I was like, Fusakli's. And I keep forgetting that Fusakli's is only us.
Oh, it is?
It's like the farthest they go is like maybe Pensacola. It's only like Mobile area.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so if you tell somebody like, well, you go try Fusakli's, like, do you have a stroke? Like, no, Fusakli's, it's the name of the place. And they're like, what is that?
Oh, Fusakli's
It's like Raising Cane's kind of.
Oh, yeah, but better.
I think it's better, too.
Yeah,
the only thing that makes me mad about Fusakli's now is their chicken just gets smaller and smaller. Mm-hmm. And now they're almost giving me nuggets.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, okay, 5 of those is not going to be enough. We need a 10-piece.
And I love Raising Cane's, but they piss me off because they will not give me the recipe to the sauce.
Well, if they did that, I mean, for you, they'd have to do it for everybody.
No, they wouldn't.
My mom absolutely loves Raising Cane. It's her favorite because of the sauce.
Yeah,
because their chicken is just like everybody's chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every now and then you eat some chicken and you're like, oh, this is good. But for the most part, it's whoever's sauce is the best is who wins.
That's right. That's true.
And Raising Cane's, for most people, they love it. But I don't care for like anybody's sauce. Like I don't like foo sauce. I don't like
You don't
cane
like Chick-fil-A sauce?
Like fry sauce. Well, that's different. Theirs is like almost honey mustard type.
Yeah.
Theirs is amazing. That's the only one I like. I don't like food sauce or any of the orange sauces. I'm just not a fan. Yeah, most people do. Like I used to date this girl. We would go to Fusakli's and she would buy a pint of foo sauce and she would put it on
everything.
the weirdest shit. I'm like, what are you eating? She's like, a DiGiorno pizza. I was like, why is it covered in foo sauce? She's pouring it all over the top of it. What's wrong with
That's
you?
me with Chick-fil-A sauce. I put it on everything.
That used to be me with ketchup.
Ketchup?
I'd put it on, dude. I would make mac and cheese and would just squirt ketchup all over it.
Yeah, it's so nasty.
I can't do it no more. I hardly eat ketchup on anything anymore. I eat my fries like plain now.
Maybe you just...
I'm just burnt out on it, I think.
You was just burnt out on it.
I'm burnt out on it.
Maybe you'll start liking it again one day.
I'll still eat it on like a hamburger or something because I'm not one of those people. What do you put on your hamburger?
Only mayonnaise and ketchup.
But you put condiments. You ever seen those people that don't eat condiments on their hamburgers?
And eat a dry ass hamburger?
I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Or mustard. Ugh.
Courtney will sit in there. She eats condiments. Now, don't think she's a weirdo, but she can eat. I don't care if it's hot wings and 911 sauce. She can sit there and eat every bite of her meal. Never sweat, never take a drink.
I cannot do that.
I have to take a drink after almost like every bite.
Me too, because I have to get my esophagus stretched, so I'm like
my
chugging the water.
My grandpa says my esophagus is killing me. Got that hung in my esophagus.
No, I have to get mine stretched for real. And every time like I eat steak or something, I will literally choke. I have to drink like a whole bottle of water to push it down. It sucks.
We're going to tell her about that because she will sit there and she will go get the hottest food. She could go through that Hot One show and never take a drop of drink.
Tell her she better be careful because that's what's wrong with me. I like hot food and it caused me to have acid reflux and like cause all kinds of scar tissue right there.
You know what's crazy? It's like she never even has acid reflux. If I eat a piece of pizza, I'm sitting in there at night just,
Same.
God.
She's so lucky.
I think that her insides are just ruined or something. I mean...
Maybe
it's all
ours.
tar in there. I don't know what's wrong with
nice.
her. I don't know how she eats without taking a drink.
Me either. That's crazy.
I have to have. I'm telling you, There's nothing that I could eat. I don't even think I could eat like jelly without having a drink. I just need a drink.
I know, same. I have to drink a lot of water during the day, or a lot of beer.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Water's beer. They're both.
What's
good.
your favorite beer?
I'm not a big beer drinker anymore.
You're not?
Like, oh God, I used to drink beer. Maybe that's what happened too. I might have got burnt out on that. I'm almost strictly liquor now when I drink.
What kind of liquor do you drink?
Always brown. Well, no, I'll have vodka every now and then, but most of the time whiskey.
So whiskey or bourbon.
Yeah.
What kind of bourbon you like?
I got this Four Roses that I love. I found it in Montana, and I've got it ever since, and I love it.
I like
Delicious.
Blanton and Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace is really good too.
Yeah. But I love beer.
Somebody brought me some. What's your favorite beer?
I like any kind of Mexican beer. I like Corona, Dos Equis, Modelo, Presidente, Bohemia, Sol.
See, if I was to
Pacifico.
give a beer list, those would be at the very bottom. I don't like Mexican beer. My wife does.
Oh, God.
And my brother does. My
They're
brother
my
can
fave.
put a lime in one and be fine. He loves
Yeah.
Dos Equis.
Oh, I love Mexican
I was
beer.
always, when I did drink, I was always just like a Miller Lite guy.
Miller Lite. I like Miller Lite too. I don't really like Bud Light anymore.
No, see, I used to drink Bud Light, but I always got a headache. Always.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was. Like, Budweiser is obviously the worst.
That
I wake
one
up
will
with
give
a
you a
headache.
migraine.
But so did Bud Light started giving me one. So I switched back to Miller Lite, and I was fine. And I don't know, I just didn't get that bad headache hangover that Bud Light always gave me.
You just get the bubble guts the next day with Miller Lite.
Yeah.
What's the things I like? The champagne of beer. What is that? They're not. They're made by Miller, but they're not Miller Lite. What are they?
Yeah, they're High Life.
Oh, love them.
Yeah, Miller High Life.
Love Miller
I had a
High
Miller
Life.
High Life hat when I first started getting popular, and people's like, "Where'd you get that?" I was like, a simple Amazon search.
You should reach out to them. You should reach out to
Well, I
them.
can't now. I got old school hats.
Natty
but-
Light sponsors Cody. Bud Light used to sponsor
Oh,
me.
yeah. Now I could reach out to some beer companies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, because I could easily do that. That would fit my character pretty good.
They send me coolers and all kinds of shit.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I might do that. Now, liquor-wise, what's your go-to liquor?
Oh, I can drink any of
And
them.
all
That's
of 'em?
terrible of me, but
My wife's is tequila.
tequila is probably my
See,
favorite.
if I made a list, tequila would be at the very bottom.
Really?
The very bottom.
See, I think tequila would be at my top. I love Clase Azul and I love Don Julio 1942, but really I just like any kind of tequila. I like whiskey, but I can't drink a whole lot of it because it turns me into a demon.
Isn't that weird that happens to people?
Yeah, it turns me into a crazy bitch.
Dude, I know so many people that cannot handle a certain type of like liquor, and I'm like, I wonder what that is.
I don't know.
What is it in the chemical makeup of that?
I don't know. I feel like every time I drink Fireball, I just turn into the devil, and I think it's because it has a devil on the bottle.
Fireball
and it's
was
in my
invented
subconscious.
by the devil. I'll go ahead and tell you that.
You think so?
100%. It was the first liquor that I ever remember like taking a shot of and being like, that was great. That was really good. I could probably do 10 of those.
I know.
That's the devil. Why would anybody? I remember one night, it was Thanksgiving. God, this is a terrible story. It was Thanksgiving, and I was hanging out with some people at Thanksgiving evening. And they're like, y'all want to go to the bar? I was like, yeah, guys, it's Thanksgiving. They're like, come on, man, we can go to the bar. So we go to this bar, just this hole-in-the-wall bar. And I remember everybody got a little happy, and somebody ordered like 10 shots of Fireball, and nobody wanted to drink them. So I take one, and I'm like, that was good. That wasn't no burn to it at all.
Yeah.
I feel fine. I maybe took like 6 of these 10 shots, and I remember whenever we left Thanksgiving night, like I was already full because you've been eating all day. I just felt so terrible the next day.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, the worst.
awful. Oh, it's probably the worst hangover I've ever had. And I don't think I've had Fireball since.
I feel like I had a Fireball before I came here, which I only had one because if I have more than one, it turns me into a
Demon.
demon. I feel like it puts a little devil on my shoulder, like act crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's some people like with certain things, no matter what, you know what's crazy is like if I smoke weed, if I drink, whatever it may be, I just get happier.
You know, I cannot smoke weed.
Well, I haven't smoked weed since I was 21, but I used to all the time.
I will call 911 on myself.
Paranoid?
I think I'm allergic to it. No, I think I'm allergic to it. It makes me feel like I'm dying. I don't like it.
Oh, wow.
One time, one of the cast members, I asked for a snack in California. We were in LA, and she gave me a cookie and said, "Only eat half of it."
Way worse than smoking it. Wow.
And I ate the whole thing and tripped out and could not even get on the plane. And I was like, never again. And then one time after that, I tried to smoke it and I had to go get in the shower. I just felt terrible. I thought I was dying. I was about to call 911 on myself. I had everybody at the party freaking out. They were like, "Don't call the police." I was like, "I'm calling them."
See, I've never had one of those experiences with weed. Like, I was always happy, funny. Same way I get when I'm drunk. I just get maybe a little louder, but just funny, happy. I never get angry. No matter what I drink, it doesn't matter.
Well, you're so lucky.
I mean, I guess so. But I did have a bad experience one time. You remember whenever that alternative weed came out back in the day?
Oh,
it was
that
like the spice stuff.
Oh, God.
Nobody knew what it was. So
I'm scared of
I
that.
smoked it whenever it first came out. I was like 20 years old, 21 years old. And I remember sitting there and being like, "Oh my God, please get me out of this. Stop. Like, please get me out of this." I felt like I would get up and leave, and then I would blink and I'd be back in the chair.
Oh,
and I'd be like, "I can't get out of the chair."
See,
And then I felt like everybody around me was like looking at me like, I remember my brother looking at me and being like, "Justin's fucked up right now." And I remember being like, "I am, but I cannot get out of this chair." I feel like I would get up and walk like I was getting out of it, and I would blink and I'd just be back.
Yeah, that stuff like kills people.
Oh yeah, no, I never did it again.
Yeah.
But oh my God, because you didn't know any better. You're stupid
we were
when
young.
you're young.
We were so young. Yeah, we were young when that came out. Yeah, the last time I smoked weed, I accused everyone of giving me spice. I was like, "That's not weed." They were like, "Yeah, Amy, the weed is a lot stronger now than it was when we were in high school."
I bet it is. That's one thing that scares me about, because I don't have a job anymore, so I could smoke it if I wanted to. But like, that's the thing that scares me about it. Is like, I bet weed's changed. I haven't smoked it in
It's a lot stronger. It's not
15 years, so I think it's probably changed a pretty
Not
good
that
bit.
Hey Baby stuff we used to smoke. It don't even have seeds no more. That shit is sticky.
Oh God, I can't imagine, but I still want to try it. Probably do that sometime soon.
Oh God, please don't invite me. I will ruin your party.
We'll just let you drink your beer.
Yeah, I'll drink my beer.
Well, this has been a blast.
Yes,
it's been a
I've
lot
had
of
a
fun.
lot of
It
fun.
felt like it blinked and it went by.
I know.
Every time I do one of
these.
these, I'm like, it just goes. I always worry when when the guest first gets here, I'm always like, "Oh my God, is it going to be?" And I don't know why. It's always easy and like it just goes by before you can blink. You've done
no, I had
45
fun.
minutes. Yeah, it's been such a good time.
Was it that quick?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
we're there.
Wow. That was a lot of fun.
Tell everybody where to follow you. I mean, y'all know who she is.
I don't know my name. I don't know
You're going to be tagged in the videos, but if you want
Okay.
to tell them anything you got going on, you can.
Me and Cody are about to film a show soon, so I
Sweet.
can't really.
What kind of? Oh, you can't say anything
Can't
about
say.
it. But we'll be looking.
But it's
look
not
out.
MTV
Sure.
and it's not Floribama.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Me too.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye. That was fun.
Yeah.